Hello, my name is Kenia Rodriguez. I am reflecting on my final draft. My paper explores how digital technology affects our cognitive focus, and my central synthesis argument is that Nicolas Carr successfully challenges his audience to evaluate their digital habits by blending personal confession with terrifying social observation. To support this synthesis, my draft walks through a few main points, including how constant stream of online notifications endorse deep reading, and how structural shifts in the way information is presented online actively threatening human intelligence, intellect. While finalizing this draft, my major discovery was how deeply our modern reliance on artificial art, artif, artificial intelligence and digital speed can quite sacrifice the human brain by pre-programming it. And what I mean by pre-programming it is that we no longer have our own way of thinking. We're always Googling what to do in like a real life situation. And I've been there before. I really don't have any friends, so I usually like be asking AI. So I completely agree with what Nicholas Carr had to say about his essay when it came to us being less active, or like not active but human like, in actually sitting down and reflecting on what to do when a big problem comes. Looking back at my earlier draft, the biggest changes I made were formatting errors, doubling space in the layout, and properly placing commas and periods. I've always had that problem. Um, I chose to make these adjustments because my peer feedback pointed out that it was the AI and it was also the person who was helping me, which was at the STC writing thing instead of the tutorial. They kind of review your assignment. I also started like titling most of the paragraphs. I really didn't know what I was doing, honestly. So she kind of like walked me through it and told me that I didn't have to be pretty much like titling each paragraph, trying to point out my point of view or point out what that paragraph was about, because it was pretty much like an essay, just MLA. MLA. Also, on the introduction, AI told me to put if I agreed with him. So that was another thing that I kind of edited onto the new draft that I had written down. During the writing process, I noticed patterns where I struggled with pre pre reading, pre proofreading, um, the fine lines, details. So I also had a problem kind of like that number thing where it said like when he quoted or when he said this. uh I didn't know if I had to put like the number right and put it on the draft on the annotations as well, but that wasn't the point. The point is like I didn't know if I was supposed to write the whole name when it was written and everything, or if I was just gonna put the number and the name, like the last name. But AI ended up helping me out and telling me I didn't need to write that whole thing until the very end of the essay for like research, um, structure of finding the essay or whatever. I believe that I should get a beep because I really put my time into this essay. I really got to learn something different while I never even heard about MLA. So I feel like I learned a lot in having to structure this new form of doing an essay. I guess it is an informative way to do so. I'm not really sure, but yes.